down here. Okay, back again, another live stream today. Had to take a little break and let me go ahead and get on the desktop here. Go back to work on my, okay, so the stream is got a yellow line. And let's see, yeah, on the desktop. He does that quite often, starts out with a yellow line and then gets better, but it hasn't showed up yet. So I'm kind of worried if it's working. Let's try reloading this page and make sure that's not got anything to do with it. There we go. Okay. Try reloading this page and make sure that's not got anything to do with it. I don't have this plugged into the speakers, so I have to listen on the headphones to make sure reloading this page and make sure that's not got anything to do with it. I don't have this plugged into the speakers, so I have to. Okay. So it's working. Listen on the headphones. Hopefully, reloading this page and make sure that's not got anything. I don't have this plugged into the speakers. Usually it does. So I have to. Okay. So it's working. Listen on the headphones. Hopefully, pause that and leave it open for a bit, so it'll be quicker for me to check it. Well, actually, it probably won't help. And this machine can't handle running a lot of stuff. Okay, so what do I want to do? All right. I did my first update on my HP DL380 G7 server with Fedora 32. Installed that about a week or so ago, and I was using it all week as my main machine. It's working great. Just don't have everything installed yet, and I put off the first update so I could do it in the video, but I didn't mean for it to go a week, you know. But anyway, I did that a while ago, and I learned years ago it's really better to, you could do it in the GUI. It comes up and says updates available, but some used to for years it could hang up and cause trouble, and sometimes it would hang up in the middle of the update, and you'd have to do things like yum. Well, this mostly I remember that back when they were using yum instead of DNF. You'd have to run commands like yum, clean all, and all this stuff, and some. It was kind of a pain to get it working again, because it would hang up and it wouldn't update anymore until you fixed it. You know, if you had like a unfinished or a broken update in the cache files and stuff, and clean all would clean the cache, clean. I don't remember what all it cleaned, but repo history and stuff like that, app history, you know, and stuff like that. So it would do it again. You know, do the one that got failed or hung up or something. So anyway, I did it in the command line, and I was going to do a remote terminal from here on this machine, the Lenovo i5. I thought, what if anything hangs up? Then I won't be able to have the terminal output to tell me what went wrong or anything. And so I decided to, or what if I lose my connection? You know, like I could even just accidentally forget and close the program or something. I think it would still just do its update, but no, it probably wouldn't, because if you're running a command on the terminal on a local machine, and if you close the terminal, it stops that command. It usually will ask you, do you really want to do that first? Sometimes I don't think it does, but remote terminal, I just use it once in a while, so I'm not, you know, I don't know all the ins and outs, so I decided to do it on that machine. So I don't have any way to show that machine yet. I don't have a remote desktop, and I don't have OBS Studio on it yet, so I had to just put a camera. Only my phone's cameras will even work getting the light right pointed at the screen. My new camera I bought, that's one of the reasons why I bought it, because it's higher resolution, but you can't get the light right. Well, at least not. I finally realized when I use it, when I do my live streams, I always use it. Well, I have to if I'm going to use it on the live stream. It has a USB video output, and so I use it that way, but you can't change any settings or anything. You get what they gave you. And it's fine. It's good enough size and everything, and it's better resolution than my phone's. It's supposed to be a 13 megapixel Sony CMOS sensor in that camera. My phones are only like 2, you know. So there is a noticeable difference. But when I carry it around and use it as just a camcorder, then and it says it's a 4K camera. It's not at all, but they do use some video upscaling software in it, you know, that makes it look, well, you can tell a difference anyway. I mean, between they did that on purpose, of course, but if you set it in 720 or 1080p or 2K or 4K, you can see a difference between the different settings. You know, well, especially between 4K and 1080p. But anyway, I think I noticed when I first got it, I pointed it at the screen. I think, yeah, I did. It works fine if you're just using it as a camcorder, pointing it at the screen, and it kind of automatically adjusts pretty good, from what I remember. But cannot get it to work over the USB because it doesn't. Well, the auto white balance and all that stuff just doesn't work as well. I don't know why. It's really wonky how whichever setting you're in, you get a different set of circumstances as to what it will do. But anyway, I want to show. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Okay, I did my updates, and I was actually going to, while it was updating, I was going to show you. See, I put the server. I have installed the server in the closet behind me there. About a week and a half ago, and I've been running it in there all week. And like right now, it's just idling. And I rebooted it after the updates, and I haven't run anything programs on it or anything. And I have to kind of pay attention to hear it. You know, if I shut up, of course, I can hear it. It doesn't really bother me. I'm used to really not hearing machines in here because Lenovo's real quiet, and the laptop I'm running as my web server is real quiet. Once in a while it gets loud if it gets overworked, but just the fan noise, you know. But anyway, I knew if I was going to put it in the closet, I was going to have to vent the closet to get the heat out. Well, I didn't want to vent it into this room. That's why I put it in the closet. One of the main reasons I put it in two reasons: the heat and the noise. So I put a vent in the roof of the closet into the attic, and anyway, I'll show you that. And then I'll go back into kind of hopefully getting the system up and running, getting the things installed that I want installed on it. So I'm going to use camera 4. Do I have a camera 4 and a camera 1 setting? Doesn't? Yes, I do, I think. Yes, cam 1 and cam 4. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to grab camera 1, the one that you're looking at me on right now here in a minute, and take it over there and show you that stuff. So let me get on the wireless mic. Okay. Are we working? Yeah. And I already closed that browser, didn't I? Well, my stream shows to be good here on OBS Studio, so I guess I'll trust that this time. And yeah, I would rather pick up the camcorder and carry it around, but it's and I do have a long enough cord to reach over there, but it's very loose now. It's already gotten loose from. I usually leave it plugged into the camera all the time, and I do have strain relief on it. I have the rubber band tied it to the handle of my tripod, but it's still has gotten loose. So I don't. Last time I bumped it just barely, just re-aiming the camera. One time I was making a video not too long ago, and this one's, it's got a long cable too, but I don't know if it'll reach all the way over there. I can unplug the phones though. It's just that I've got it strain relief to. Oh man, that cable is. I'm gonna unplug it. Let's make sure. Hopefully it'll still work. I don't like to unplug them unless I really have to, but because then they're liable to go down on me. But I usually have about 10 minutes before that happens. So we'll go over here and get in the closet. And you probably won't be able to tell the noise because I have a compressor noise gate on my mic in OBS Studio. But you may hear it. Pretty hot in this closet. And I cannot see the OBS Studio is. The phone's it's still streaming, but the phone is. Let me make sure I don't mess it up. I gotta have gotta have OBS Studio up so I can see the preview on the phone. That's fine when I'm not. What's that? Something else came up. Things are so hard to. And that program especially, it's really delayed in reacting. Oh, it's opening the door, let some of the heat out into the room, so the fan slowed down a little bit. But here's the server in the closet there, and the light is on because I put the fan in there this morning, and it is making about a degree or maybe up to 2 degrees difference in my room. Pushing, because see, I put the vent in there, and I cut a piece of filter, air conditioner filter, and put it over it because I didn't want bugs and stuff coming in. And that's the only fan I had at all that I could even try to use. And of course, it needs to be, well, I'll show you what it needs to be, because I ordered a fan, a vent fan, and it is right over here. And I'm going to put, let me put this one back on the stand, and I'll use the other one because it's right over there by that. Let's see. Gotta hang this up. I try not to do these sort of maneuvers anymore than I have to, but because I can't do good video. I can't do good video like this, moving things around. Let's see. Forgot where that was. Here we go. Oh, I better plug it in first, and then I'll know where to wrap it. So I'm wrapping the using those coffee bag ties. They're pretty handy for stuff like this. You can get them on and off quicker than a regular twist tie. I'm using it to have strain relief for the power cable, so that it doesn't get yanked and broke, breaking the connector. And got another one down that I can. It's hanging on one of my old guitar stand. So yeah, that worked out. Right still in the center, and I think it's just a little lower than it was last time, but my head's not cut off, so I'm happy. And let me get this other camera turned around here. I'm not sure where I want to put it. I guess kind of like that. What's it aimed at? Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't do good real close up anyway, so I think I'll just aim it at me. Yeah. I've just remembered you got to be almost 4 feet away for that thing to work. Oh, let me put that in a single camera mode so I can tell which one is which. Is that it? Yeah. Now. I think it seems to be a little delayed in the showing the movements. Okay. I know, yeah, okay, there we go. I can go by my door over there to kind of tell, because the chair is not always in the same place, Depends on where I left it when I got out of it. Okay, so, didn't get it high enough though. Dang it. See, when I'm standing here though, I can't see the door, so it doesn't work. My little aiming technique doesn't work so great. Okay, now. Are we good? I think so. I'm going to get back on this camera. Wireless mics on the Wi-Fi. Yeah, still didn't get it exactly how I wanted. I got lots of space behind me there, but I'm not going to keep messing with it. I think probably needed the wireless mic. Well, you can see that. Okay, now here's what I got. I didn't even know. I went in there in the other room to take a break a minute ago, and there it was sitting on the table. Somebody opened it. They thought, wanted to see what it was, I guess. I got a ventilation fan. I looked and looked. I didn't want to, I was trying to find one. And didn't want a loud one. I actually have some in the garage. They're Braun 655, I think it is. They're bathroom fans. First one I had lasted at least 10 years, probably more. And then I got another and that lasted 2 years. And I got another one that lasted 2 years. And I just kept buying new ones, the whole thing, because the fans were real expensive back then. Now you can get them for $15, $25 and stuff like that. But anyway, I have, and the one in the heater. I think it's always the heater that's gone out in them. I finally learned well, I learned a long time ago, but it's a thermal fuse that blows when they get overheated. But I think they get so hot it damages the motors, because the heater fans I have out in the garage, they'll run, but they're just so slow they won't really move any air, and don't ever know when they might act up or die up there. So there's no point in installing it up there. And it's big and heavy, and they're the loudest fan. They move a lot of air, those squirrel cage fans, but they're the loudest fans you'll ever hear. Can't have that in here. When you turn on the bathroom exhaust fan, it's really, really loud. It's the loudest one. And I got two of them. I'm pretty sure, I know I have at least one, I think two of them that work just fine in those old units. Actually, I just left the old box in the ceiling. I went and have two brand new boxes with old fans out there. But those fans are real easy. They're just literally plug and play. This one's that way, except for it didn't come with a plug on it. I really thought it said it came with a plug on it. Maybe not. But I have a 4-inch duct. I put up in the ceiling, I put a dryer vent, and it's 4-inch. I already had it, and they have a flappy door on them, but they're meant to be mounted like that. And I figured it might not. You'd have to have a pretty good fan to. I'm going to measure this. Pretty good fan to make it open with it mounted, vertical or going straight up. Yeah, this one's really more like 3 7/8 OD. That's good because it'll go inside of that pipe. But this is pretty long, and so the sheetrock's a 1/2-inch thick. So I'm still going to be able to get, because that deal, it's only going to let me get it up in there about a half to maybe an inch, maybe. So I don't know what I'll do. I might have to put some boards up there. Actually, that could be a good thing, because on one side I'm on a 2x4, and on the other side, that little vent the outside diameter of that vent is 6 inches by 6.5. One way it's a little wider than the other. This one here is 6 5/8 on the outside by 6 1/4. Yeah, this tape's got very small lines on it. Yeah, so I thought it had 4. Of course, I can always drill more holes in it, but it just has 2 places to put screws. Now, I heard something rattling around in there before. I guess they were actually inside of it, the screws. I knew that's what it was going to be. But anyway, this one has a design that I think the fan, it says it does, but when I saw it, it's when I stopped and looked at it, that it might move more air than a regular. I was looking at these vent fans. They're the same exact fan motor as exhaust fans that I was talking about, but it had the old more. It's kind of like a flat piece of metal with little excuse me, blades. Must have got dust in my throat. Probably did go over to that closet. But it's heat. I had the window open and it helped some, but kept opening and closing the window because it's really humid outside. But now the temperature outside is 79. It was 79 in here, but now it's 79.9. It keeps going up. It'll go back down a little bit and then go back. Well, I think it went down when I opened the door and left it open. Went in the other room for a bit. But anyway, I'm going in circles. But yeah, I wish it had the plug on. We're going to look here in a second. I believe that I took a chance on this one because of the design and because I thought it'd be lighter. It's actually way heavier than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be lighter because it's plastic. Because I was talking about on one side I have a 2x4 that I'm screwed into. The other side is just the sheetrock, and this sheetrock in this house is so old. This house is built in like 62 or 64. That sheetrock is not strong, especially to try to hang something from the ceiling. So that this is too heavy. If you were to screw that side, to the 2x4, this side is not going to suck up and stay there. So I may have to put some boards up there. It may be good that it's long enough for me to have room. Put boards, or I guess where the holes are, unless I'm going to drill new holes. I don't guess you really need more than 2 screws for it. But boards from the 2x4 over to the just behind the door there. There should be a plate right there, and I can just angle into it. I'll make sure there is something there, but there's got to be. And also it has a door. They seem like they open. I see them. I see them flipping when I flip the thing. I don't know that I can. There. It's kind of hard to show. There we go. I think they flip both ways, and you can't. I didn't realize it's going to. They're on the back side. This doesn't move. I thought that you could be able to touch them and move them. That's kind of good though. That way they won't get hung up on stuff. They're on the inside. There's one screw right there. I guess you have to take that screw off. So let's go ahead and just look at the instructions first. Oh no, not supposed to do that. But let's see. Men aren't supposed to do that, but I'm old, so you know. Give me a break. There's the drawing of it. Can't see it, can you? I can't. Let's see if I can see any of it with the magnifying glass. Yeah, it shows 4 screw holes, just like I saw in the pictures when I ordered it. But I got it for $10. Or $11. It was 16 something with $5 off on Amazon. There wasn't very many reviews, but it had 4 or 4.5 star reviews, but didn't have very many. And one person said it blew the wrong direction, and I was like, "Oh, that ain't gonna be any good." You know. Oh, it says "Do not install in the ceiling." What? I thought it said it was for the ceiling. I thought it said it could go either way. You know, sometimes these sleazy sellers, they just flat lie on their ads. But I would imagine then that was one thing. Like there's a door in that vent, that dryer vent. Like I said that, but I put a screw in it and propped it open because I was afraid that. Well, I didn't have a fan, and I was hoping that maybe just the natural heat rising would just bring enough heat out of there that I wouldn't even need a fan. But I ran it that. I had it that way for a week. First time I put that fan I showed a while ago this morning. I got up yesterday afternoon about 4:30. I got my schedule off again. I'm not going to make videos when I get my schedule off. But I'd been getting up in the mornings for a week and a half, 2 weeks. I don't know, week and a half. But I put it in there sometime in the evening because it was hot in here. It's one of those weird. The whole week I've been doing really well. It's been hot enough for the air conditioner to run, and I've been up in the daytime, and it was staying 76, 77 in here. And I could tell that was helping because I've been plenty of years and years of days like that, and I was always hot. So I could tell that even with the server running, it was enough. It was, if hot air was going out through there, even to help this room be a couple of degrees cooler than it usually would be. But this all night I've been going 70. It was 77 before once I booted up this Lenovo so that I could do the stream, and I turned it on hours and hours ago. But I ended up having to stop and eat once I got it set up, and so it's 12 hours. I was 10:30 or something once I had it set up, I think. So it's been running along with the server, and so that's putting heat right in here. But I did have that fan in there, and I did notice it made probably about 1.5 degrees, I would say, cooler. But now it's 79.9 right now, and it was 79 right at 79, 79.1 or whatever. So it's almost 80 degrees, and it did that a while ago. But I could feel that humidity, and it was 70. And I noticed it was 79 outside, and I thought, well, it's going to just go up from here. This is 11. It's going to be noon soon. It's just going to get hotter and hotter. So I still think that's probably the best thing to do. If I would turn the air conditioner down, but then somebody will get cold and turn it back up 2 degrees, and I'll end up. I had it on 74. Somebody got up and turned it up to 75, and that's when it got up to 80, over 80 in here. I just feel kind of like I'm It's like that feeling when you're sitting in the sun and everything's just air's hot. That's the way it feels. It's one good thing about having the window open. Even though it was 80, I wasn't feeling hot. Actually, I guess I better open the window because earlier I looked up and said, it's 80 and I don't even feel that bad because I had plenty of fresh air, even though it was humid air. I think I better open it again until it actually... And that's what this is all about. Sometimes I go on about that when I'm just complaining. That's what this is for. This is I'm trying to get that heat out of the closet and keep the noise and the heat away from me, you know, that server makes. But I was so far, I think it's going to be okay, especially if this works, or if it don't work good, I'll get something better. But I didn't get the one it comes with a piece of vent pipe about so long, and it's inside of the vent pipe. It would fit in there perfectly, but I wanted something that was more closer up to the roof. I wanted to catch I didn't want that much of hot air just hanging in there and no way to get out, you know. And one thing I didn't really think to mention when I was showing the server a minute ago, you may have noticed that closet has, what it has is, well, the way they used to always build closets is, you know, a shelf here and a shelf there, and the whole middle was empty all the way up to the roof. Well, when I was a kid, okay, this is the room I had when I was a kid, back in the house where I grew up. And when I was a kid, I put a board up there that I had, and it was empty for a long time. I used to get up there and use it for a fort and stuff, and then, of course, I ended up filling it up after a few years after I got older. But and I also would put one in right inside, leaning up against the, you know, where the door jams, and then then your toys wouldn't fall out, you know. And then what I found out was it just piles up higher and higher. Then you never play with any of your toys because you can't find them; they're down under stuff. But and when I left when I was 18, got married and raised kids, and I did that in their closet, my kids' closet, and they had a double wide closet with sliding doors, and they lost their toys were falling out of that, so it didn't work so good. But anyway, when I came back here years ago, that old board was still there, but it was not very thick, and I put a 3/4 inch board in there and stuff, and so it's been there for years and years, and it's been full. And I pulled several boxes, quite a few boxes out, so I could get up there and work. And I put some of them back and took some out in the garage. But anyway, not going to put this in right now because I'm too tired. You know, I've been up since 4:30 yesterday afternoon. But I see one screw. I never did see anything. I probably just missed it. But of all the things I saw on that diagram, I didn't see a single thing about how to open the little box up. I saw two things that I'm just skimming, you know. I could barely see it with the magnifying glass, and one eye open. It says, "Do not install in the ceiling." What's got me worried? Let's see, do I have? Yeah, I looked at so many fans. I spent a whole day looking at, I think I really spent a day and a half looking at fans, but I looked at so many fans that, let me get a screwdriver. I want to see the inside of it. Got one right here. But I knew that those motors were probably, even with the different blade, those ones that are regular, they're vent pipe. They're meant to go in vent pipe, you know, like what I have up. I have basically the outdoor jack. It's to go the one that's up there. It's made to go through the wall to the outside, you know, for a dryer vent. And that's why I propped it open, because I know those doors get hung half the time anyway over the years, you know. And then you got your dryer not venting right, you know. But this should just open up. There we go. Okay, so yeah, here's the little doors. Oh, they can go either way. Oh, if it goes that way, there's one left open. But now we can get at them. You know, they probably, unless that's a pretty strong fan, they may not open that way. Now, the other thing is, one reviewer said this thing is not right. It doesn't blow air out, it pulls air in. And if that's the case, I suppose I could mount it backwards. Like that instead of like this. But the other ones didn't say that. The other reviews. There was just one that said that. And I thought, well, maybe the motor's reversible, but it's not. They may make different models, and they got the model they didn't want, you know. But it's got a little short wire, and I swear it said it had like a 4-foot wire on it or something. But it's got a, I think I saw that in one of the reviews too. It said it had a long wire and it comes with a short wire, and that's what I've got. And no plug, which I've got. This wouldn't reach to the, I've got a plug. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I've screwed one of those adapters into the light socket up there. I actually had to replace that light socket. It was bad the other day when I went in there to do that vent. I think it broke when I was a teenager. Been that way all these years, and I finally fixed it one day when I got around to it. Where's her? Oh, I guess it looks like it's been beat on something hard and it's flattened out on the end. But I think on the web on Amazon it said something about which colors wires did what. I don't think the instructions, I don't know what they said. But it's got a ground wire. This house does not have ground, so you don't need, but you're not going to use but 2 wires. No place to put the other one. I was looking at it. I was kind of going, well, maybe I should stick a plug on it. Or, I mean, all you got to do is, you know, wire nuts. The one I have out in the garage, they're just cords that I took off of something. You know, I got 2 of them. One of them will be just right for that. And just wire nut them together. But I don't think I've seen anything about how to wire switch. Does it have a switch? Said something about, these instructions may be those famous horrible instructions that are not even hardly related to the product that you got. I don't think I'll do that now because I'm not going to install it today. Yeah, there's only 2 mounting screws, but that actually is enough. And of course it's, well, I don't see any reason. This is that hard plastic. If you try, I mean, you could drill a hole and put a screw through it, but then if you don't watch out, if you over tighten it, you can break something that way. Yeah, I remember vents like that now, but I don't know if it'll. The reason I got this one is, number one, I thought maybe that blade design might actually move a little more air in it and be quieter than those. I know that those motors, like are in the Braun bathroom, any bathroom exhaust fan, pretty much. They well, the squirrel cages is what's so loud. That, and they're in a metal box, you know, a lot of reflection of sound and everything. But they're loud enough. I was sitting on the bench because I've worked on it. So I was hoping this would be quieter. It says it does 35 dB. Should be okay. That fan that I got up in there, that floor fan. You put it on high and it kind of irritates me. It's usually right behind me by the door. I put it there to kind of try to suck air conditioning air in under the door there from the rest of the house when I want to turn it on. Also, one of the reasons I didn't try putting it in the attic. Well, that, and it's just blowing at the vent, not through it. But I'll take that, and I still want to incorporate my filter, that one, or even I thought about getting HEPA filter material. I looked it up yesterday, and you can buy plenty of it in whichever way you want. Because on with no fan or anything there, with no fan running, well, I spent all week. We've had some humid days and some really cool nights and stuff, 68 degrees, 66 degrees. And sometimes I would smell the attic, you know, that horrible smell of the old attic insulation. And I really think it's been bothering I know it's been bothering my allergies a lot. And some nights, there were some nights I was cold. you know, when it was 66 degrees and stuff, I was actually cold pretty much all night, you know. And I don't know why I do it. I always kick my covers off, so I was that's what, you know, that and me kicking my covers off. But sometimes sometimes 3 times in the night I'll get up, have to go to the bathroom, and my covers are off on the floor, you know. So yeah, I'm not gonna mess with the plug right now. What was I thinking? And I'm not sticking it in there like I could do. I could, but nah. It's so well. I don't know which wires yet. There's one color coming out of the motor and another color on this cord that they put on there. This short little pigtail. That's pretty ridiculous. What do they expect you to do with that? Might as well have just had you tap right into there. Well, of course, at least you don't have to take it apart. Some people would, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would be any better off, you know, working with this than with this, but as far as them knowing what to do. But, yeah, I want to get on there. I'll do that right now. I guess I'll leave this off until I look. I want to see if the description that I was thinking of that I saw about the wiring, I thought that was kind of odd. A lot of times sellers will do that whenever they get a lot of comments about, you know, how am I going to wire this thing up? It's not like the instructions or whatever. And it's not the kind of a motor, you know, you would really have to know your electric motors. You'd have to take it apart, and you'd have to know your motors to know which one does what, which one's the field, which one's, I'm not even going to say it because field and coil, and get my terms wrong, but drive her back over there, I guess. Leave that screw over there. I don't want to lose it. But anyway, hopefully, yeah, I'm going to be, that was some reason it was cheap. It was, you know, $10. I thought the blade design might be better, and the cover, just a cover like this was $10, $12. So, you know, I mean, it had a little more, it had another side to it, but, so I thought, well, for $10, I can get the whole thing. But sometimes the bargain, there's a reason they're on a bargain price. You know, we'll find out probably tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll get in there and install it. But it might work out real good. And if it is, since they said in those instructions don't install on the roof, I'm figuring that fan doesn't blow as strong as I was hoping it would, and be able to turn those. Those flip, they're not tight. They flip really easy. I was even kind of hoping, okay, number one is the heat. And then what I'm thinking, okay, when the weather's cold, the flippers, you know, to keep the cold air from coming in. It's why I wanted them, at least slow it down. But it seems to me that it could work if the fan's strong enough, because it could just pull them up, you know. And then I thought, well, what if it could pull these up and open that door up in the duct? I don't think it could. If it could, it'd be one of those squirrel cage fans that are so loud. Those bathroom fans are so loud you can't stand to be near them. But okay, I'm on the desktop. I already forgot what I was in. I can see myself in the preview on the camera over there, and I'm not used to that still. And so I think I'm still on camera. So there it is, right there. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Do we get the coffee too? I've got 2 different kinds of coffee with the same day. When did I order that? 14th. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was yesterday. It was the day before. Looks like they must have got here. I guess they got put away. Okay. And yeah, it's still on for $16.99 with $5 off. That's a pretty high discount. I thought, oh, that's good. And I thought, well, what's wrong with it? You know, and I kept looking at it, and finally I decided to go ahead and do it. But those bronze, there's one for $14.97. That would be fine. Except for I've already got my I'd have to redo the box. That's a bigger box, but it'd be so loud nobody could stand it. You'd hear it in the other rest of parts of the house. I looked at those. I thought, oh yeah, and that's the kind of blade that's in those. Same kind of blade that's in those. Those are for attic events. Is what they're really for. Thought about that one too, but that one would take a complete redo, and that was a terrible hard job for me. You know, working up with, standing on a ladder with my arms up over my head, and when I cut through there, everything fell and hit me in the face because I forgot to hold up the piece. I was gonna, at first I thought I'd hold a box up there, but what I did is I put a shower curtain, an old shower curtain, cover everything, and so then I forgot. I was so into the struggle of trying to get it done. It took me 12 hours to do that. That's how bad an old man is at doing stuff nowadays. Let's see. Okay, it says 33 dB, 14 watts what it draws, or up to. It says it'll do 80. Well, it doesn't tell you the CFM. I'm familiar with CFM. That's the American measurement and the English measurement, but they're using some. I looked it up. I could not find an M2/H. There's an M3/H, so it might be a trick to try to not let you know that it's really abysmal. But I did read the reviews. There was enough that I think there wasn't that many, and I could read them all. Oh yeah, before I go down in there, I started looking at these pictures again, show them on here, but then I thought, no, I don't think that would help be of any use. So this is what I was trying to, you know, what it is. And then it has a picture of a squirrel cage fan. It's Archimedes' principle. That is nothing like that. That is just like the ones I've been talking about, but that's not what this one's like. So it kind of had, and it kind of had things like that kind of make. That's why I debated about it, and I probably messed up. We'll see. But yeah, there. Okay, there that is. I don't guess. Now there's a picture of it up in the ceiling. See, ceiling mounting in bathroom. That's what they say in their pictures. And there's a picture of the one that I've got, and that looks like it in the bathroom. So you know, it's like not just another. Sometimes they'll put pictures of their product line, you know. So, but I don't. I mean, if nothing else, I could. With nothing else, I could leave that cover off and just put my filter material that I already have cut up there over this. But but here's the thing with the cold air. If I don't have the flappy doors to at least slow down the cold air, and that's why I was thinking, well, maybe with the one in the vent and that one there, I might actually slow down the cold air enough to not run it. The only other thing I can imagine to do is run it 24/7, 365, so that it's always blowing heat out, and when it's cold, it's blowing the cold back up away from me, away from my room. And if it's blowing the cold, it should also be blowing the allergy stuff and everything back away from me. And back to the HEPA filter. That filter is one of those really cheap air conditioner filters, and I bought it years ago, and when I need some filter material, I cut it out of it. But it's like fiberglass. It makes you itch. I don't think it's fiberglass, but anyway, it's very loosely woven. It's not, it's not woven. It's just like all going every which way. You might have recognized it in the video a while ago, but it's good enough to, it catches, they catch dust pretty well. Not as good as the ones that we're using now. We're not using HEPA filters, I don't think, but we're using those are really restricted. That's the thing about those, is they really, really restrict the airflow. You need a heck of a fan to pull air through those. And unless that thing is really strong, There's stuff on the side there, unless it's really strong. Partition ventilator. That's what it says. Model 9A 10Y voltage 110 volts. I wanted a lot of them that you see are for like stereo cabinets and stuff, and they might be pretty good, but they're really just computer fans with a AC, with a power AC to DC converter, and they have a speed control switch. And can't remember if I think that. Well, wait a minute. I was originally looking at 6-inch because I had in my head 6 inches, and that was actually the size of the duct on the outside, not the duct pipe. And I wanted one about the size of the duct pipe. And so then I realized after spending an entire day looking at them, I measured I still have a piece of duct pipe that dryer duct. I used to have it hooked up to the dryer, and I had made a filter for the dryer. We didn't have the dryer is not set up near an outside wall. It's on a wall to the kitchen. It's been that way since when I was a little kid, the first dryer we ever had, and that's where the plug is, and so that's where the dryer's always been. And so it was always blowing lint all over the garage and making it so hot in the garage you couldn't stand it. And well, what I'm fixing to say didn't help that, but it caught the lint. I had a cardboard box a filter. This is a real good filter. It looks a lot like it could be. I couldn't see any writing on it, and I did it 20 years ago. I don't remember now, but I put it in a cardboard box, cut holes, and I ran some vent hose from the dryer to, and I mounted that thing that's supposed to go through the wall in the box, just so the hose could hook up to it. And so it would blow into the box and go through that filter and catch the lint. And it worked really well. You didn't have lint going everywhere, but you had to remember to clean it out every once in a while. And probably might have been 10 years ago now, my mom decided she wanted to vent, and she got the neighbor's an air conditioning man, and he's always done air conditioning work and everything, and he's real nice, and I'd help him, and sometimes he'd do stuff for free, And anyway, he put us a vent pipe all the way out the roof. He said he had 2 of them in his house, and he had never. I was worried about them lint backing up in there and being dangerous, catching on fire. But I knew they did it in 2-story houses. I've seen them all my life. I used to be a cabinet maker, and I put in air conditioning for a couple of months years ago. Worked for my ex-father-in-law, but for about 3 or 4 months. And I did maintenance work on buildings and stuff when I was, I got the job when I was 18 and worked there 3 years. And they taught me a lot of maintenance work and I worked on window units there. Anyway, I've done a little bit of everything. So he said his had been good for 10 years, and so my mom wanted them, so he put that in and helped a little bit. And so we got a vent going out all the way through the roof, not just into the attic. That would be dangerous. You don't want all that lint blowing in the attic. Lint's really highly flammable. It goes all the way through the roof and outside. And so I just, took that homemade vent box I had made and stuffed it off in the corner in the garage, and it's been there waiting for me to do something else with it for all these years. And so now it's in my bedroom roof closet, trying to venting my server. And it does help a lot, because this week the weather did cool off, but it was still hot in the days, like 85 to 90, during the days, and that's plenty hot. Usually the air conditioner don't run as much, and I'm hotter on those days than I am when it's above, like 100. So I was actually, it was getting up to 77, almost 78, but I really don't remember catching it at 78 all week. And sometimes it was getting down to 75, even below. I don't think I ever saw it at 74, but I got a little I keep looking over that way because I have a little indoor-outdoor thermometer. I can flip the switch and see outdoors and flip it back and see indoors. But right now it's 80.2. So, and of course, the day that I finally get around to doing all this and turn on another machine is turns out to be the hottest day of the week. There was some cool days. One day I turned on the Lenovo to do something for a while, and hour or two, and I was still chilly in here. Didn't even get warm. And that would have been the day to be doing all this. But anyway, let's go back down here. I keep going in circles. But now I see why. I knew I saw something that said that it showed it mounted in the ceiling. Yeah, does it come with a plug? Does it use no plug? It uses 110 outlet. What? But that's a customer. I was gonna say, is that the seller saying that? And then, yeah, we're on desktop. Okay. And audio stream looks good there. Okay. Wiring diagram. No diagram, but it's easy to figure out. Another customer. Wiring diagram. Same as wiring in your switch. Yeah, but it's a little different with a motor. It's not the same. I was thinking the same thing. Well, it's gonna be easy, but this is, you know, you've got your field windings. You've got you've got to have it right. You can't. I mean, unless most of these motors they use these days, they're usually called universal motors. They can actually run on AC or DC. But in order to switch them from the way they were manufactured, you usually have to know some electronics and do some changes. You know, you can't just hook them up to AC or DC. Like, say, a washing machine motor, they're pretty well known to be universal motors. Well, maybe you can just wire them up. Well, they're really complicated. They've got a lot of other things going to them besides just 2 or 3 wires. I've been watching lots of. I've got one now that I think might be good enough to use for a grinder or something like that, bench grinder. It wouldn't if I put a capacitor on it, starting capacitor. It wouldn't start itself up in the washing machine. We bought a new motor. Found one brand new one for $99. So put a new one in there. I just kept that one thinking I might use it for something. So, but yeah, it's not the same as in your light switch. I mean, in our house there's 2 wires. In other houses you'll have a green. You know, you'll have a black and a white and a green. Well, I told you a while ago. Let's see. We've got yellow with a green stripe. You've got brown and dark blue, and then it comes out. Brown goes to dark blue, yellow with green stripe goes to yellow, and dark blue goes to brown. So, you know, and I've always said, don't try to go by color code. You need to understand your circuit and know what it's going to, and that's why, because nobody, even though each country, each town, each city, each state has color code, has codes, wiring codes and stuff. Color codes are really just a myth. Nobody follows color codes. Even in a house, you don't know what the last guy did, you know. And you just can't wire by color code. You need to know what your circuits are. And I've learned enough on YouTube and in my life experience, but really when it comes to wiring up, there's so many different variations of these motors that you need to know what kind of motor it is. You need to know everything about it. You really pretty well need to take it apart and know everything about it, what type it is, you know, and everything, to know how to wire it blindly like that. Unless you're lucky enough that you wire it one way, but you don't want to put the hot on the ground. Which one's the ground? No way to tell by just looking at that. I don't know if you can see that good enough. If getting closer, it just get blurry anyway. But if you just knew with AC, if you just know which one's the ground, then yeah, that's right. If you reverse them, it wouldn't reverse the motor. But some motors are wired so that you could say connect white and brown and it'll go one way, and connect white and blue and it'll go the other way. So you need to know. But they're saying, what I gather is there's supposed to be a hot and a neutral and a ground. But there's no green wire in there. And most of the stuff, well, no, like I said, with the ceiling fans, I guess these kinds of fans, I've never bought one of these kind of fans before, especially not one of those particular kind. But I don't know how they all come, but same as in your light switch. Another person just said no. Okay. What's the CFM rating? Need to know if it's strong enough. 200 COM. And I was like, what is a COM? And then I went and looked at their, and I was telling you about that a minute ago, their references. Don't think it's enough for a kitchen, he said. And it shows that it has 5 reviews, but there's only 3, and if you click on see all reviews, you don't see any more. Let's see. Nice little fan for what I ordered for it, but didn't do the trick. Ended up ordering a much larger one that suits their purpose. So, fan runs backwards. Blow into shutters, so they are forced closed. It would bring air in, not out. Now that was the one that kind of worried me, but I thought something. Well, it could be that. That's what makes me think it could be reversible, and that it is wired from the factory backwards. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Let's see. Now this is nothing. Good for price of it. X fan heat. Then if you click on all reviews, all you see just those 3 reviews again. So I've been seeing that. I see that all back and forth sometimes. Now there's another. Well, there's one. Looks like the same exact fan for $32. There's one with a shows it has a cord for $29. Looks like a little bit different. There's one with a different kind of cover for $34. That was the last type of fan I looked at. I wasn't even interested in that kind of fan. Well, I didn't even really notice them. Where's my... Oh. I'm not on the server. I'm on my Lenovo. Those links... I was going to show you the fans I had looked up. I keep talking about them. I believe that'll bring them up right there. Oh, Duct 10. If you spell it right, it might. There it is. There's the first one I saw. And I kept going around and around about that one because I know it would probably... they actually don't think they're... Oh, 240 CFM. That's not bad. But that motor is the kind of motor that's going to be really loud. There's a picture of the motor. Same exact kind of motor as in your bathroom vent fans. And those spin pretty fast, and that kind of blade, I remember these. You used to see those in, well, like in some sort of like a washateria or something, and it would be blowing hot air out through the roof or through the wall. I had not thought about them until I saw it, and I thought, I remember those when I was a kid. I haven't seen one in years, since I was a kid probably. But they've got plenty of them. They're a common thing still. And then these, they're too expensive. And I was going to see, there's one like the one I just got, a whole lot more. That one, those kind I kind of kept looking at, but they're too expensive too. Well, I was thinking, there was a filter that, I don't know if it's going to come up in it. I guess I'd have to. There's a pretty cool looking filter that goes on a duct, or really they're trying to sell them to go with these kind of fans, but and there's all kinds of others I saw, but oh, here we go. The ones I was actually interested in, I put in my save and compare. So here's the one I just got. There's one of the duct fans. There's one that was plastic that seemed like it might. See, it says 76 CFM. That one says 33. There's a lot of difference in those duct fans. That other one said 240. That one says 33. I didn't catch on to that. I was shopping so hard. I shopped until it dropped 2, 3, 4 days in a row. I was looking at all kinds of different things. Now, these are the first ones I thought about getting. But these are the ones that really just have like a 120 millimeter computer fan in them. I think they're 120s. But anyway, they got a couple. I think they got a couple different sizes. These are 4-inch. Those are 6-inch. But anyway, they're DC fans with a wall wart and a controlled switch, and I just didn't think they would move enough air. I kept reading the reviews. You can't just trust the Noise 17 dBA. That's pretty darn good. That also sounds a lot like what a 120 millimeter fan would do, and 26 CFM. A lot of people were saying I don't think it's anywhere near that, and I had to get 4 of them to do the job. You know, let's see, there's a couple of them installed, and some of them. Anyway, most people did like these. See, they got real. Now that's something I don't. 1,373 ratings, 5 stars. Never seen that before with that many ratings. But then when you get in there, there are. How did it? I guess it. Well, it didn't have any 1 stars or 2 stars. That if that one wouldn't have been so low on the CFM, I might have went ahead and spent $25 and got that one. It says single 80. That might be an 80 millimeter. Where's the millimeters? They're not on there. When you want them, they won't give them to you. But with the computer fans, you know, I've kind of had to learn the 80 and 120 millimeters and kind of get an idea what size they are. And here's another one. That one says 174 CFM. I wonder why the one that they say, I don't remember what it was about that. I think that one that I showed first, the one that said Amazon bestseller or whatever, there's a controller you could use on them. Considering that one, that's actually a radiator fan for a car, but it takes 650 CFM. I'm sure it'd be loud, and it's only $21, $22. But it takes something like 80 watts, 12 volts at 80 watts. Now I'd have to take a computer power supply and wire it up to drive that thing, and I don't want to waste the computer power supply for that. So this one here, that was the first one I saw of one of these. I don't know why I kept backing. I think I just decided it was going to be too loud. I think, that's what it was. Go down here to the ratings. It's got okay ratings. Some of those other ones have like 75, 80%, 5 stars. But far louder than 440 CFM. Really loud. Airflow sucks. That's why I decided against it. You see a bunch of comments like that on it. So that's probably why it has marked down, and it has 68% 5 stars instead of higher rating. So that's what got me away from that. That I wanted a decent CFM, but I wanted it to be quiet, you know. And and also I have the parts to make one of these in the garage. I've got duct just the right size and length. I might want to cut it short of what I have. Cut a piece of that off. The only thing is I don't know if I have any of those kind of blades. I think they're all squirrel cage, but I could always mount it in the end of the duct somehow. But then I thought, man, that's a heck of a lot of work. When I saw this one, I decided not to do all that work. I decided to just make one and see how loud it was going to be. Of course, if you slowed it down some, I actually thought about using the ones that have blown their thermal fuse, but put a new that thermal fuse is in the heating part, I think. Yeah, it is. It's not on the fan; it's in the heating part. But I think what happened was when it got so hot that it blew the thermal fuse in the heating element, the fan got too hot and it lost its strength. Damaged and then I got to thinking, well, heck, what if it just decides to short out? What if I'm running it 24/7 and it's in my closet? That wouldn't be any good. So then I thought, because I was thinking, well, that might be just the right speed to not be too loud, you know. It'd be the big squirrel cage kind. But, well, I'm not going to keep going on about that. Let's see. I could have already ran and got something and plugged it in. I'm getting more and more interested in. Oh, yeah, I still don't know how to wire it up. That's what I came here for. I swear I saw, go back to my purchases here. I swear I saw on this page where I bought it, there it is. No. This product, oh, it does say without plug. You can DIY. Okay, I just forgot. I looked at so many. Well, I guess what I can do is get my multimeter and figure out which one is grounded. This is all plastic, though. What am I going to... Oh, okay, the screws. probably the one plug profile. What is the plug profile? Oh, it doesn't work. It's like it'd be a link to pictures or a PDF or something. It's continued by manufacturer. I didn't notice that. Nothing about wiring. That's why everybody's asking for a wiring diagram. Let's see. I guess the one that, if there was one that, I know there was one that told you how to wire it up right on the page. I thought that was a little odd, but like I said, I looked at so many. Let me grab my multimeter. It's right here. Oh, but I need to get off of the website and show the camera again. Okay, good. Okay. Wonder how many times I showed that to the camera. I bet I've showed that to the camera 100 times since I've switched. Let's switch the mics too, because I can't. My mic stands in the way too much. Now, oops. Let's see if I can wring this thing out. If I can find out which one's grounded, if one of them's grounded to the little case of it, then I can just wring it out. Okay, let's see. I don't know what. Let's see. I was gonna say I don't know. I gotta turn it towards me so I can see what I'm doing. I don't know ohms good. I don't know. I don't understand that, but I can understand the beeping. Of course, everything has a different, you'd have to know like a data sheet anyway, but this thing is Hunt's so long and it's so slow to read that it's hard to get a good ohm reading anyway. I guess I've had it 3 to 5 years now, but all my life I had a realistic analog multimeter that I used my whole life, and I could do it's instant. When you touch it, you get a reading. It's just I can't see it anymore. Okay, now those screws are not grounded to that wire, and that is the, since I can't see nothing, that's a blue. Yeah, blue, yellow with the green stripe, brown. I imagine the yellow with the green stripe would probably be, if they used any kind of color code at all, I would imagine the yellow one could be the ground. Doesn't really matter which one. Yep. Okay, yellow is ground. Now let's see if we get another one that grounds. Yeah. Okay, so now let's see if there's anything between any of the wires. Shouldn't be, but if there was, it'd be a bad motor. Nope. So the yellow is ground. So I know how to wire that now, I think. So I just I touched each one, and then I figured that the ground wire is going to connect to those mounting screws. You might not be able to hear it. It's not a very loud beeper, but yeah. So the yellow with the green stripe is ground. Now I feel safe enough to do that. And let's see if that rings true in here. And they shouldn't get anything on these others. Okay. like I said, I have a cable I could hook up, but I really was wanting to get. I'm kind of so tired. I'm getting really tired, and I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe a bit too tired to go move on to any of the installing software and stuff. That ain't gonna be no quick job. And since this is all about been nothing but all this, it kind of be better to do it in another video now, I guess. I think I'm gonna really go get one of those cables, and what I can do is I'll just stay on the wireless mic, and I can go in the garage, and it probably will start dropping frames and everything real bad, but when I come back it should straighten up. So I just take that camera there with me, and if it drops frames real bad, then you at least should still be able to hear me. The garage has got too much, you know, too much distance from the routers. The wireless mic and cameras that goes over the Wi-Fi. Just wish, well, it's not going to be that hard to. Yeah, I'll get this camera down, and I won't do it while you see it this time. So what you see is not what you would get, or something. Last time you did see what you got, it was a mess. Oh, dang! I forgot to take one of the twisters off, the one that was on around the guitar stand there. That one. Okay, so something came loose on that. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it back up, because when I hang it back up there, it just unraveled itself. Okay, yeah, I've got mixtures of twist ties and all other kinds of things to hold this thing. So I want to get on camera 1. Is it still working? Are you not working? Camera 1, where are you? Darn it. I guess when I plugged it in, unplugged it and plugged it back in, it messed it up. Where's 4 at? Let's see. I think it's shut down. This is the one that's probably, I was using it as a security camera, and it may still have a bunch of video clips on it. I need to get them off of there. It's too full. So after running live, well, it could have just happened because it might have shut down when I plugged it back in. They usually don't, and they usually don't even mess up the little camera app. But it was just shut down. And this one, I know that's why it's probably why it's shutting down. I was thinking about it when I was getting everything set up. I thought maybe I better make sure it doesn't have a bunch of crap on it, and a bunch of old, video files on it, footage files. And then I thought, I don't want to spend more time doing that. I'll get hung up in that forever. Well, it'd probably be all right for a while. It may not come back is the thing. A lot of times I'm going to put it on OBS so that maybe that'll help it to. No, wait, that won't really help. Go back to 4. Sometimes you can restart one of these Wi-Fi cameras and OBS will pick it back up, and sometimes you got to close OBS and open it back up. So it's streaming now. Let's see if it'll work. Nope. 2's working okay. Well, I could carry 2. Have to change it, but the lighting is set so that it works on the monitor. Everything's changed on it. I can't carry that other one. It's wired by USB to the computer. Technical difficulties. They're so much fun. Where is camera 4? Okay. So sometimes after they run for a while, they'll actually be picked back up, but not usually. I am really interested, though, in hearing that thing work. I don't have any kind of plug in the house. Trying to figure I didn't want to spend a bunch of time hooking this back up, but I guess that's the simplest thing to do. Hook it back up to here. I think the one I'd retwisted is too tight to get on there. Let's see if I can get it on there. Nope, I got it. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling when I did it, you need to twist it with it around the deal so that it will not, so that it will fit around the deal. There we go. It actually surprisingly works pretty well. I had this on a regular tripod forever, but when I got, well, that tripod that camera's on, the one that you're looking at me with, and I had to do something different when I got that camera. So one day I happened to see this old guitar stand over behind my dresser, and I was like, hey, that's perfect. It's a little taller than the way the tripod was. I used to set it up on top of the monitor. It was kind of wonky and always wanting to fall. But as long as I didn't bump the monitor real hard or something, it was all right. I'm just plugging it back in up there where it belongs and hoping that it'll come back. I just want to get it back up there anyway. My cables are hung on everything, and usually I have that cable where I can take it out as long as that, as far as that cable is long, without any problem. Yeah, you're not coming back up until I restart. No, I'm not going to do that. That might as well just quit. Start a new stream. Let's see. Well, camera 2. I have to. I can do it. I'll do that. I'm also already feeling like I need another break again, and then after that, I can just get that thing plugged in and see how it works. Probably will not do any more streaming today because I'm getting pretty tired. No sense in just going forever. Then I'll sleep for 24 hours. And see, I didn't want to change this because I thought I might need it to show the server screen again, but I don't think I'm going to do any more of that today. Now, so the zoom needs to be normal. There we go. Exposure needs to be normal. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. There. Yeah, see, you can tell the monitor just washes out when I have to do that setting just like that to be able to do the monitor. That's the only, my phones is the only thing I can do that with on my live stream anyway. Well, actually, like I said, that one, when it's just set using it as a normal camcorder, not hooked up to the computer, then it will do it automatically pretty well, from what I remember. Okay, so now I can grab that one, take it in there, and before we take off though, I'm going to make sure that my stream is actually working. Oh, wrong thing. I was thinking hurry up and hit restore session because I thought the last thing I did was that. Okay, we'll go through the hoops here to try to get back to the normal deal. Well, I mean, if it would just show the stream, it'd be all right. I really hope they don't stop you from being able to start your stream with OBS or other apps like that with that new deal. I'm not so sure about all that. Or other apps like that. See the desktop with that new deal. I'm not so sure about all that. Sound's working. Yep, got sound. Or other apps like that. See the desktop. So I can do that. I can grab camera 2, take it with me. It just doesn't have that cool little wooden stick to hold it with. Okay. Let's unplug it. Well, I won't take it off the tripod. I'll just leave it on this tripod and carry it. That way I can set it down out there. Here we go. This tripod is actually a light tripod, old-fashioned kind. It's actually works pretty good, but if you have like that regular camera is a little too heavy, it'll shake the whole time it's on it. Let's see if my stuff is dry yet. Got the fan blowing on these bathroom rugs. I washed them last night, trying to get them to dry quicker. It's helped a lot. Still feel a little damp though, I think. Okay, where am I going? Right here. There we go. I don't know if that's going to be better or worse. Yeah. Yeah, this is the old-fashioned light that goes on that. I don't know what to call them. I think we used, no, they weren't, we didn't call them spotlights, but that's what, when I was growing up, that's what kind of work lights everybody had. And they use them for video too. You put whatever kind of bulb you want in it. Okay, so what I need is that. It's right on top. Do I want the white one? Yeah, as small as those wires are, that's just right. I just got this one that's a little heavier duty, but better not get that close to the camera. I'm probably not in it. Well, I've got little leads on it, but it's yeah, I think it's a little heavier duty than the wiring, and it's just be wasting it. So I got a resetting switch. Resetting. I don't. Yeah, I mean that would take a lot of work, but I don't think I really need that. So boy, that was worth that much rigmarole, wasn't it? Oh, wire nuts. I got some in there, but I don't know exactly what I got. Got 2 little gray ones and 2 orange ones in there. That'll do. One or the other of that will do the job. Those little gray ones, I had some little blue ones too. I'll show them in there. Those are really good for small wires. They'll hold really small wires. Got to hug on my mic cable. Well, at least coming out here reminded me that I have something to pick up. Put that in my pocket before I end up dropping it all on the ground on the way back in there. Because I gotta pull up those legs or I'll hit them on everything going back in there. That actually worked out better than the handheld one. I would have been in trouble. What's it like out here today? All that rain has made the grass grow. Hello. I'm working on stuff and making a video about it. I thought you went to bed. He was. The camera nearly fell off of there. The rubber bands aren't tight enough. I think I need to do that a little differently. I don't plan on carrying it. That's the thing. I usually just, and let's leave it over here. I was starting to move it to where I could, aim it at my work or something, but it's not going to help. Oh, did I just get out of? No, I didn't get out of it. Okay, I accidentally hit the back button and it made the. I'm gonna do it like that. See, my cord that I have over here is too short for me to move it, and I do want to plug it back in. They don't last very long if they're not plugged in. So that's fine. Actually, I guess I could just put it way over here where I usually kind of keep it and aim it in my, that way it won't be on, well, maybe, won't be looking at my head quite. If I decided I wanted to use it, be looking over my shoulder instead of at the back of my head. Okay, so sometimes going out that far into the garage is actually just a disaster, so I don't know what you got. Let's get back on camera 4, and now that I'm done all that, I'm gonna come back and check on stream again. I guess you might have saw my mom. I didn't know she was going to be in there. I didn't want to put her on the video without her knowing it. So I heard it and spun it back around towards me. I don't like trying to do those selfie videos. I'm terrible at that. I don't remember to hold it. It's better if I just hold it where I'm going. That's better than trying to hold it in my face. I don't like trying to do those selfie videos. I don't ever get it right. Gotta look where I'm going. I can't look at a camera. Hold it. It's better if I just hold it where I'm going. That's better than trying to hold it. I don't like trying to do looking at my preview. I don't ever get it right. I don't know what I'm on. Gotta look where I'm going. I can't look at a camera. Hold it. Preview. It's better if I just hold it where I'm going. That's better than trying to hold it. I don't like trying to do looking at my preview. I don't ever get it right. I don't know what I'm on. Gotta look where I'm going. I can't. Well, we're still working, so that's good. All right. Now, did figure out that one out. Probably get me some tape, and this is already stripped too, but I think I'll probably re-strip. This new one's fine, but the old one has probably been, it's been looks like it's gotten the lawnmower. And I'm sure this didn't get in the lawnmower, but that's long. Boy, could cut it shorter. Huh. That really looks messed up. I might cut it shorter. I don't want it too short that it wouldn't reach to the light. I'll go look before I cut it. But that feels like it could possibly be just twisted together. Could be soldered. If it's soldered, it'll be all right. But if they're just twisted together, I'll take that tape off. I wish I had some. I didn't bring any more black tape. Got some red tape in here, but I don't like to use it. It's kind of special. I use it to identify things as hot wires usually. But I'm going to look over here. You can't see me, but I could have switched to that other camera, but I didn't think about it. Oh yeah, we're so close to where it's going that short end of this cable would reach, but it doesn't have a plug on it. The plug's on the other end, so that's probably why this has been taken off of whatever it was on. But I'm too curious to just cut it and not look. I want to know what kind of, yep, they were just twisted together. They were just twisted together. Which, when I was young, was actually a pretty common thing to do. But I don't do that anymore. I did it when I was a kid because I saw other people, I saw things that had been done that way, and I saw older people doing it. Twist it together, and see, that knot makes me think, like if you're worried about it coming apart, then you could tie them in one of those kind of knots so that, like twist them together, and then, what am I trying to say here? It makes sense. Twist them together, and then type them up real good, and then tie one of these kind of knots on it, and they won't come apart. Because I did have them come apart, and I made sparks and stuff. But however old I was, I really don't remember wire nuts until I was grown and left home. And actually, when my buddy used them, on his car to hook up the stereo wiring. And by that time I knew what they were for, you know, because I was getting trained to do maintenance on gas stations and stuff. I don't know if I want the gray one or the other one. Those other ones look bigger than I thought. Let me see how. Yeah, they're not frayed or worn, but it's so bent up. I happen to have my wire strippers right here. I'm just going to leave it on the floor and do it. You can't see me. I don't want it dropping off somewhere else. So. I may have to trim the ends of these a little bit too. What I was saying about them is they're all right. They might need to be a little longer. They got something metal wrapped around them, I think. They do. They got little metal sleeves on them, but you can see they're not solid. You can see that it's like they spiral. I've never seen anything like that on anything. Huh. Unless I want to recut those, and they look fine, so I think I'll use the bigger wire nuts because they'll lock. I think they'll lock up in there just fine. I might. The thing is, I'm not sure if there's really enough wire. I don't see good, so. Not a very big wire. I was hoping to, well, most people know how to strip wires. I just got to get it to where I can see it. And that means with the magnifying glass. This is the only good place I got to put the magnifying glass. I'll try the biggest one, but I think I'd rather go too big and then go smaller. Then you don't cut your wires and have to do it again and again. Got that one. It's probably not long enough after all. Lost a couple of strands that time. And every time I do it, I drop it. Yeah. I didn't lose enough to make a problem though. Yeah, I think that'll be all right now. Just gonna twist them up. I know I hate it when people do stuff off the camera, but re-aiming that camera over and over, it turns into an all-day job, and you don't ever get anything done. These are, yeah, this is not going to be a reversible motor. I'm almost certain of that now. But at least not by just changing the wiring. Not with AC. Let's see. I'm still thinking those gray ones. No, gray ones are tiny inside. They won't. If you get too much, then they won't bite and in the wire nut. And if you don't get enough, I mean, you'll get one. If you get too much of one of the wires, then you'll get one and you won't get the other one in the wire nut. So I'm trying to. There we go. That's a big wire nut, though. I think we got it. See if my bargain was a bargain or a bust. with those solid wires, you know, like house wires, sometimes it's better just to put them in the end, don't twist them at all, and just put the wire nut on there, and it'll twist them just enough and hold it better. But one of these has got that copper end on it, spiral thing, kind of like, it's like a crimp connector, but it's just a spiral. I guess they put that on there so you could, maybe they're expecting you to use these kind of deals. I've just really never, well, now that I've seen, but they got bigger ones that they use in house wiring now, and I've never seen that in a house before, but I'm seeing it on the internet all the time. So I guess a lot of people are using them now. I think they used them in Europe for years, from what I'm gathering. But wire nuts is what, and they think these are better. And I can tell you what, they're made out of plastic, and what's gonna happen, I've seen them in these small ones like this in appliances and stuff. You'll accidentally break them and crack them, and then they won't hold wires anymore. Or just with age, plastic disintegrates with age, and especially if any light, sunlight gets to it or anything, or extra cold. A lot of heat and cold, like in your attic, and they're going to end up failing. Wire nuts will last longer than a people will. There's wire nuts in my house that are in the attic and all over this house that are, well, they're not older than me. I was born in '56, and the house was built in like '62 or '3 or something. But they're dang near as old as I am. And there's nothing wrong with them. You can reuse them still if you want to. I got had a cough drop that I used for a little while, and then wrapped it up. But I got to get some. But it's stuck. I can't get it out. And every time I try to do that, they get all gooey and nasty. And but right before my stream, I was having a coughing fit, and I got one and calmed me down where I could talk. Now it's coming back. Took a cold pill too. Steady 80.2 in here, but I think I forgot all about that stuff about maybe opening the window back up. It's 82 outside, so no, I don't think it would help. At least it's 82 in Fort Worth, and I'm in Azle, so let's see what it is here. Wait. And there's too much sun on the window, it'll get a false reading. That's the one thing, the morning sun comes up, it gives a false reading on the outdoor thermometer. It's right there, sticking out the window. I'm going to put where's some, I got some wire nuts over here in this too. I'm going to put a wire nut on that ground because it's poking me. I knew I had these, but oh, there's some of those blue ones. They're in between the little gray ones. Trying to figure out which size I want. I either want the, oh, there's a funky one. That's what I want. Those little blue, I don't have a lot of those left. They're special. Good size for like electronics, especially smaller wiring. So I think this funky one, I'll see if it'll stay. No, it won't fit. Oh yeah, it will. It doesn't have a match. I was going to put tape on it, but it doesn't stay good anyway. If you get those on there good, kind of toggle, make sure they're not going to fall back out. You don't want them falling back out when there's power on them. Okay.
Working on the computer. You want to talk to him? Okay. Jeff.
Huh?
Jeff Tucker.
Hello? Okay. Why? Oh, I I don't remember to check it much anymore. Oh, you did? Oh yeah. I keep forgetting to get on there. Well, um, I got my I don't have it set up. I got my server up and running. I'm using it all for this whole last week. I hadn't even been turning on the Lenovo, and so that's really why I didn't see it, because I do usually check it every few days. But yeah, I hadn't even I checked my Gmail once or twice, but that was it. Oh, but oh yeah, probably not. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you still do? I didn't know if you were still using Charter that much. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. Well, I did once because I really needed to check it this last week, but because I don't have Thunderbird set up on my server yet. But I can just look at Gmail, real easy because I'm already logged in, Anyway, I got I'm actually in the middle of a live stream, and I'm sitting there with a fan that I bought to put a vent in my closet roof to try to pull the hot air out of. That's why I put the server in the closet for the noise and so I bought a fan, and I'm just hooked up a cable to it, and I'm gonna plug it in and see if it works. Okay, see how much air it's got. Yeah, I started to put you on. If you want to go on speaker, but I thought, nah, you don't want to be on my live stream. Actually, you know what? You might be, because I'm wearing a lapel. I didn't think about that. Oh, here, let's see. Uh huh. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Oh, are you? Oh, really? I see. Uh huh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I guess nobody's really coming to stay in the hotel now, are they? Uh huh. Um. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Hmm. Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, really? Hey, that's not bad. Oh, yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Did they use it? Huh? I can't even remember the name of the one that I put on that one for you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that'd be useful. You could use that. I mean, that whole computer, you could use it. And if it's like if you don't want to use, if you want to use Linux, you put Debian on it, it'd run really good because it's lightweight. That'd be cool. Yeah. Are you are you talking about the one you just now said, or another one? Yeah. You know what? I might. I don't have room for anything hardly, but I could probably stick that somewhere. You talking the dual core you're just talking about? Yeah, that's usable. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. Just probably put the Bane on it. Because I've got Fedora 14 on that dual core. Remember that gateway that I got through you with the lady had lightning and all that stuff, and she ended up buying a new computer, and well, that one has got Fedora 14 on it, and I don't use it very often, but that used to be my main system for like 4 or 5 years, and it runs fine on Fedora 14, but now it's too old. They don't update Firefox anymore on it. So that, and then you gave me that Lenovo i5, and I've been using it ever since. And now I got that server. I mean, I'm using the Lenovo right this minute. I'm streaming with it and everything, but the server is two 6-core processors with hyperthreading that's 24 cores and 64 gig of memory. I got it for $300 on Amazon. Yeah, about a year ago. If you watch, you can get a powerful server for a good price, and it only run. See, you can log into them remotely and see the power usage and everything about them, and it's only it'll run 150 watts and sometimes 200 watts, but most of the time it's running 150 watts. Of course, if I started editing videos and stuff, it's gonna, be up higher than that. It's probably gonna run around 200 watts, I would say. I noticed one thing: it starts heating up, and it keeps itself cool by ramping up the fans. And those fans start getting loud when I watch YouTube videos for a couple of hours. But it's not too loud, just idling. But as soon as it starts working, it gets loud. So that's why I put it in the closet. But I got a vent fan I ordered. It came today, and I've been messing with it, and I'm going to put it in the. I put a dryer vent through the roof, and then and I put a little bit of filter, air conditioner filter material over it to try to keep dust and bugs and stuff from coming in, and it helped, but it's just not doing the job. So I got this fan. Hopefully, I'm sitting here with it on right now. It's not blowing real hard, but I think it might move enough air to do it. Hopefully, it's not loud. Do you hear a fan right now? And then that's not loud at all. Yeah. See, I didn't want something like a bathroom fan that makes so much noise it'd run everybody out of the house. So, and I found it was on Amazon. I looked and looked. I spent 2 days looking at them, and finally found this one and settled on it. It was marked down. It was $16 with $5 discount. So I was like, well, it's either a bargain or no good. But the other ones, the next thing up was, $25, and most of them are going to be too loud. Most of them, I got those motors just like in the bathroom fans, and and the ones with the squirrel cage fans, they blow a lot of air, but they're like a airplane running, So yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Power cords. Oh, those you can use them on almost anything. You ought to keep them. Yeah. Well, do you want me to come out there then? Well, I can come out there in a minute. I got fixing to turn this stream off anyway. I was about to the end of what I was wanting to do. Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that it's 80.6 degrees right here in my room right now. Yeah. That's what it's showing in Fort Worth. 82 in the computer, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Weather Underground. Oh, cool. Does he have? Oh, I see. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How about that? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, that's better than some people get, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, he's getting the same upload we get almost. Yeah. Oh, you're only getting 100 still on your internet? On your download? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you know it can handle it then. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.